up, you beautiful bastards? Hope you're having a fantastic Monday. Welcome back to the Sardonicast podcast, and let's just jump into it. We're Sardonicast.
That was the most energetic I've ever heard you.
Yeah, it made me feel sick.
Oh, okay. I'm glad I made you experience something. That's what art's all about, and that's what we like to talk about on this podcast, is how art makes you experience things. Sometimes nausea. Sometimes
mostly nausea,
heartburn, sometimes
negative.
upset stomach, sometimes diarrhea.
Misery.
Who am I here with?
Ralph from Ralph the Movie Maker.
And Alex from I Hate Everything.
You know what's crazy? I forgot to introduce myself.
Well, who are you then?
I'm Adam.
You're Adam.
From Your Movie Sucks. Hello, everybody. I'm sick.
Hello.
I'm kind of out of it. I'm just starting to get something. It's in my throat. For sure. I think it's a cold. And
Yeah.
I started noticing this when I was playing Beat Saber. A very fun game that I'm having lots of fun
Beat
with.
Saber.
Beat Saber? You don't know about Beat Saber?
I do not know about Beat Saber.
Is this like an iPhone game?
So when no, it's on the Vive. So it's like for VR.
Oh. Okay, so
and
I have a Vive.
basically,
I gotta look this up.
Oh, you have to look it up. It's a rhythm game, and you're holding lightsabers, and the blocks come at you to the rhythm of the songs, and you slice through the blocks with your lightsabers in the direction that is painted on the block. And so it's
it's like Thumper.
Wow.
There's tons of rhythm games out there, but this is basically perfected rhythm games. It has a pretty good built-in soundtrack, but you can very easily mod it so that you can get custom songs. So literally just any random person can upload whatever song they want and create the pattern to it. And so I was doing Through the Fire and the Flames, and it was pretty fucking difficult, but I beat it. And I made a video, and take that, critical. Beat me. Faggot. 1v1 me, asshole.
Would you guys recommend the Vive?
Oh, hell
I'm
yeah.
still not sold on the...
That's the thing. It's really expensive. So, and you're not going to be
was it?
playing it all the time. It's about $1,000, right, Adam?
$1,000.
Yeah, it's just about. Or is it
And it's
less?
still
You're
worth it.
only okay. You play it as often as you want to play it. The issue is if you have the kind of setup where every time you want to use it, you have to move shit around, then you're gonna want to play it less. But if you have like a space or a room somewhere that's just dedicated towards it, and you can literally just pick it up and just start playing it whenever, then you're gonna want to play it more often.
Yeah.
The reason why I love Beat Saber is because you don't need the huge space requirements. Like you need it works on bare minimum, and you're only facing one direction. You don't move around the entire space, and so I can literally just consider that my exercise for the day. Just put my headset on, play half an hour Beat Saber, and not have to clean up my room in order to get the thing started. So
Yeah. It's just everything about it is a pain in the ass to set it up, to get like a room
Really selling me on it.
specifically for it.
I've been using it like every day for the past 2 weeks, though.
Oh yeah, I use it all the time too. But the thing is to get through all that, and then when you play a game, you kind of want to have a relaxing experience because you go through a hard day. And then it's like you're fucking running around in the game, punching shit. Sometimes you hit the wall by accident.
If you don't pay attention to your boundaries.
Yeah, exactly. I never do. I just I hit in all directions. But
The game tells you where your boundaries are, essentially. There are these little bars
but
that
you
show
always
up.
want to push it a little further. You always like, oh, can I reach that? I could just fucking... And then, no, you can't. And you hit a wall.
You keep saying you feel like you always want to, but you're describing yourself. Right. You should be
I'm
saying...
describing myself.
Yeah,
I'm probably describing a lot of people who have the same issues with it. It's very inconvenient.
I'm sure
and
it's relatable.
Just playing a game, sitting down on a couch is much more convenient and more fun, which is why more people do it. But VR is fucking awesome if you can do it.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
And if you're willing to endure all the stuff that's a pain in the ass about it.
I'm just doing it for exercise right now because otherwise I don't get any exercise because I'm just
There's that
now
running game. What's it
editing
called?
and shit.
Sprint Saber or something?
Oh, I don't
Sprint
know.
Vector.
Beat Saber is
Sprint
plenty
Vector's
of exercise
awesome.
right now. I have no idea what the
yeah,
Sprint
I bet.
Vector thing is though.
Alex, you need to get shooting games for it too, because
Shooting games.
You like a 4v4 multiplayer game where you're just like a SWAT team or something. Those are the best. They're like so intense, and everyone's like hiding behind walls and shit. It's great. So.
Do you think it is the future, or is it more of a niche thing?
It's its own novelty. You know, it's not like every game is going to be made for VR, but I would argue that the most immersive experiences will be in VR. You know, there's always going to be people that want to play it on a couch or whatever. And you know what? There's sit-down VR experiences too. There's ones where you can play with a controller and just have the headset, and it's just you're using it as a screen basically. But there's tons of different experiences you can get with it. One of my favorite games is kind of like a party game with friends where it's called what the fuck is it called? Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes is what it's called.
Oh, the bomb one.
Oh, yeah.
So fucking good. It's so intense, where you have to print out this like 50-page manual or just look it up on your phone. The person with the headset on has to defuse a bomb, and everybody else in the room has to like give them instructions on what the fuck to do that's based on the manual. And it's really fun. It's very intense. I love it.
Okay.
You got to print out the manual if you want to be even remotely successful, because then you got to scroll through like 50 pages on your phone. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But yeah, that's why I don't think it's the future, because it's inconvenient. But I think
a different experience.
One day, yeah, it's a totally different experience.
Fucking skydiving is inconvenient. It's fun. Like,
I'm saying it's not going to replace traditional video games.
Yeah, I think we can all agree on that. Yeah.
Unless they somehow have a chip that makes it VR, where you can just sit down on your couch and put a chip in your brain.
Oh yeah, right? We should,
or something like that, or a drug.
Or Ready Player One. Yeah.
Exactly, Ready Player One, where nothing makes any sense and it just happens because. Where you can sit in your lazy boy recliner and somehow be scaling walls and jumping and shit. Getting kicked in the nuts, and you can feel it with your suit. Mm-hmm. Why would you put that on before a battle?
I don't know.
Why would you wear the suit that can make you feel pain?
I already forgot about the whole movie. So don't ask me.
Well, VR is the future, you know?
Yeah.
It is the most immersive experience you can get in terms of believing that you are somewhere or reacting in a certain way, you know. There's tons of people who have tried to sit down or lean on objects in virtual reality and just fallen over. You know.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
It takes a while to get used to. Like once you have it for a few hours, you start to get accustomed to it. But like at first, it's like you're looking into another dimension or something. It's a very weird feeling.
It sounds fascinating and a bit terrifying at the same time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of is.
I want to know what it's like to kill someone with my bare hands.
What you said about the immersive thing, like it is immersive until you trip over a wire or something, and then, you know, there's always going to be stuff on the floor or around you, or people taking you out of the game.
No, there's not always.
Because I have problems like that too.
You're saying you can't say always.
Uh-huh.
You can't say that.
I'm usually having a hard time with that fucking wire.
They have a wireless adapter.
They do now, which I'm going to have to buy for my birthday or something.
I don't know if it's publicly available
I have
yet,
just
but
the wired
it exists.
One. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It exists. I don't know if it's publicly available.
Okay, well, when that comes out, you know, I'm looking forward to it. But right now,
you
got this big-ass wire attached to your headset. Oh yeah, they're going to get better, but I'm saying right now, I can't really get immersed in it as much as just watching a screen. Because when I'm watching a screen, there's nothing else bothering me. I can just be in it. And if there's a fucking wire, or I keep hitting a wall, or there's constantly like a grid when I'm stepping out of bounds, that takes me out of it.
Okay,
it's well
maybe you're not sold on the idea because you haven't tried VR porn.
I haven't.
Well, there you go.
There are those Steam games that are just like, it's a naked Japanese woman, right? And you just like, you can look around. I think that's it. They're like $5. I'm like, who would buy this? As I considered buying it.
Speaking of games, speaking of the gaming industry, E3 happened recently.
Hooray!
What do we think about E3? I know I posted a tweet recently saying I don't think that anyone who watches E3 is allowed to make fun of me for watching the Oscars, and immediately all of the responses to the tweet were trying to disprove what I was saying by making the argument that they're not the same thing, which I was never trying to imply that they were. I was never trying to imply that E3 is an awards show, just that they're stupid unnecessary corporate events that are just big cringe fests for hyping yourself over things that you love because you love an industry or a medium. I don't know. They're similar in those ways. It's just they're pointless and dumb, and you can always just check the results after. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Did anyone actually make fun of you for watching the Oscars?
Yeah, sometimes.
Who cares? Like what you like to watch?
Exactly.
Whatever.
And we
Everyone's
didn't enjoy
taste
the
is different.
Oscars. I mean, we enjoyed the cringe. We enjoyed that stuff. We enjoyed
I've never
when
watched
Coco
an
won.
Oscars, but I've watched many E3s. I find them way more exciting.
Yeah?
Yeah, the whole presentation of it is like way more exciting to me.
Yeah.
Way more varied.
Okay.
And it's like things you know, or there's like a mystery to it. Whereas with Oscars, it's like, okay, so celebrities are getting awards for films that I've seen, and maybe I like them or whatever. I'd happily just see the list of winners for the Oscars, but I like being a part of the E3 thing a bit more.
Very interesting.
I get that. I mean, E3 is longer, and it's probably got more cringe, right?
And there's that competitive
more
aspect
cringe.
as well, with like all the different studios like trying to one up each other with their events and stuff. That
What are they gonna announce?
yeah, it's all pretty cringy. But live events like that always are. So
See, the issue that I have is it seems from my perspective, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems that even what they wind up announcing and the footage that they show is either so insignificant and vague that it could have just been like a tweet, or when they show footage, it's always super hyped up and polished, and they wind up downgrading it afterwards anyway. You know, there's great compilations of graphical downgrading from especially Ubisoft or Ubisoft. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
I think it's Ubisoft.
yeah, it's
That's all they do.
ubiquitous, isn't it?
Every game.
There's a great video by Crobcat, CROWB Cat. There's a great video on that channel that you should watch. But it just shows.
He makes amazing videos.
Oh
like that.
yeah, with like
Yeah, they're really
zero dialogue, but tons of commentary just through the editing alone. I love
I
it.
consider them like short documentaries almost. Like they're so well made.
Mhm.
I consider it like filmmaking. I don't even think of it as like a dumb internet video. They're so well done how he executes them.
Yeah, I don't know. I just I look at what they announce, and I see all these videos popping up on Reddit, and all I'm thinking is just like the trailers still don't really tell me anything. It's an announcement for games that we all knew were coming at some point anyway. You know, like, hey, they're making another Halo.
I suppose, but it's like when a trailer for a movie comes out.
I know, but you don't release all the trailers on the same day. I just find that so weird.
But that's the
like at
the
a
fun
conference,
of it, though.
I guess.
That it just says text that says Elder Scrolls. What is it? 5 now?
I
And
guess
everyone goes, yes. I mean, that's what the whole event is. But that's fun.
But everybody
nothing
knew that
fun
they were
about
making
just
another
announcing
one
it in a
anyway.
tweet.
Well,
Well, sure, but it's nice to get
don't see the fun
confirmation
in
with
it.
no footage. Oh, I see the fun in it. Are you kidding?
I'm just trying to
nerds in that
understand
theater
it.
And they all clap at everything, no matter what it is, even if it's fucking Skyrim with Alexa or whatever. they all go whoa, because it's a new piece of content.
Yeah, I'm not
I
trying
think it's
to.
endearing.
I'm not trying to imply that people are incorrect for enjoying something that I don't enjoy. I'm just trying to understand it.
Mhm.
I can't rationalize it in my own head.
It's a hype vehicle.
Even though, like, I guess I'm kind of excited for some of the things that they announced.
What are you excited for then? What got your blood pumping?
Well, I saw the trailer for Halo Infinite. Not excited for that because I don't trust 343 Industries anymore. I saw the trailer for...
Nothing happened with that one, did it?
Yeah.
You didn't get a bit jazzed from seeing
No,
Master Chief in his old design?
No, of course not. They're
Really
being
not.
fucking manipulative. They're doing exactly what they think
Is it
people
manipulative
want,
or
you
is
know?
it showing that
It's
they're
incredibly
listening?
manipulative. They didn't show any gameplay footage. They didn't. I don't know. Maybe there's a big press conference about how they're like, oh yeah, we've listened to our fans and we're really gonna incorporate all the things that you really want us to, and we're totally not just talking out of our ass like we did every other release. Like maybe I'm just supposed to take what they say as fact, I guess. But I just don't trust them. They fucked us over. You know, they screwed up the MCC.
I mean, it's
they
fair,
screwed up
but-
Halo 5.
It's almost every game in E3 is they
Exactly.
mismarket it. So I do understand what you're saying, but it's fun.
They used the old helmet. Whoa. They copied and pasted the announcement music from Halo 3 trailer. Whoa, I'm supposed to believe it's going to be a good game? That tells me nothing.
Oh, we found something Adam loves. You're a fanboy for, not for Star Wars or anything, but Halo?
Halo.
I said that was my favorite game.
OG Halo.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I didn't know you were a fanboy for it. That's nice. We're discovering things Adam likes, everybody. We did it.
Okay.
Wait, who's the guy who's the head of Xbox?
Phil Spencer, Ralph.
Phil Spencer. I fucking hate that guy.
He's a
He
puppet.
always
Why'd you
comes
hate
out
him?
with like his jeans and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm like one of the common gamers, you know, and we made this new thing for you." And it's all a bunch of bullshit.
He's funny.
Like some, yeah.
He's literally a
Fucking
corporate
hack.
puppet. It's
Yeah,
it's
that's-
really funny.
He has fake fucking smile.
He is literally just a corporate mouthpiece. I
Mm-hmm.
love the footage of him when the Xbox One was announced, and the backlash was so severe because it's like, oh, it's always online because of DRM. We got to check to make sure you're not modding anything, and also you won't be able to trade games. You got a code that locks it to the console. You won't be able to share games anymore. You have to use the Kinect. It's built in. We can't take it out. And people are arguing with him at all these games conferences. He's like, well, I'm sorry. We just can't redesign the whole thing. It's too late. It's literally impossible. The console was built around this. And then months later, when nobody pre-ordered the console, he's like, oh, we changed it. You fucking lying asshole. You're literally just a corporate mouthpiece.
I feel bad for him. He didn't do anything. He's just he's just the corporate mouthpiece.
Also, that
He's
wasn't
like,
he's
Phil
paid to
Spencer. That was
lie.
the guy before.
Major Nelson.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Oh,
confused
Major
the two.
Nelson?
Never mind.
no, that isn't the same guy. Oh, I gotta look up Phil Spencer now.
Don
I don't know any of
Matrick was the guy who's like now works for like a mobile games company. He announced it and did a terrible job, and then Phil Spencer took over to try and like fix Xbox, and that's what he's been doing for the last few years. So he was left like the ruins.
Okay. I was talking about Major Nelson. I got confused.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know. The Xbox One was a big piece of shit. Also, it looked like a VCR.
Oh, the original
Right?
one was awful. Yeah.
Oh, it was so, and it was $100 more than the PS4
Mhm,
they
'cause
had
Kinect.
that shitty Xbox.
Just terrible.
Yeah, the Kinect, I mean.
So I did get excited for one game, although I'm still skeptical.
What was that?
It's the new Trials game, that motorbike one.
Okay. Yeah,
You
I
know?
know the one.
I like Trials. I love Trials Evolution. It's really fun. But
Never heard of it.
Trials Evolution perfected it, and then they made Trials Fusion, which is just a worse version of Trials Evolution. So it's like I don't even trust that this new one will be, as good as Trials Evolution. So I can't even really be that excited.
Ralph, are you excited about anything?
I thought Bethesda killed it.
Yeah?
You got Doom Eternal, right? And I love Doom. I love what they did with Doom. You got new Elder Scrolls, which is just the logo. That's all they showed.
That was
And
a
they got
cheap one. Showed nothing.
They hired some like third-party company to fucking make that thing. And then you got the new Fallout, and the graphics look like ass, like they always do, but it looks fun. I have a bunch more other things, but I want to hear what you're looking forward to.
I'm looking forward to Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I don't know if you guys played the original Ori. It's like a Metroidvania.
Blind Forest?
Yeah. I liked that game a lot.
I played bits of it. I liked the art style. I just didn't. I didn't get really sucked into the gameplay, but I appreciated it.
I was just obsessed with that game.
A lot of people love it. I know that much.
And Smash Bros. And that's,
Of course.
Oh my
that's
god!
kind of it.
That's gonna be awesome.
I love how the original Smash Brothers trailer, like the whole point of it was like, oh look, now the Splatoon characters are gonna be in it because that's the only original IP they've made in the past like 10 fucking years.
What about
They've
Arms?
literally got like no other characters they can add to it. What about who?
Arms? The Arms
that?
guys.
I
This
don't
that
even
Switch
fucking
game
know.
with the
Oh
arms
no!
that stretch.
Exactly.
Oh, God, yeah.
Exactly.
I want to play as the Arms guy.
It's like when they incorporated the Wii Fit instructor. It's like you guys have not really been making new IPs. You have Splatoon and that's it. You've just been recycling the same fucking games over and over and over. Hey, a new
They
Mario.
don't need to, because they're Nintendo. They got Mario.
It's the
They
same
got
for
like
every
more
studio,
valuable
though.
IP than any other fucking video game company. And it's still valuable. So why do they even need to make anything new? They never will, probably. They'll keep making Mario games till the world fucking ends.
Every studio does it though, don't they?
Yeah,
Microsoft
sure.
and Sony are no different, really.
Oh yeah, they're all the same. I mean, Bethesda has their, Elder Scrolls and Fallout, and they just keep doing them. Did you see that game, Ghosts of what is it, Tsushima? Ghosts of
Sashimi?
I think it's called Tsushimi.
Sashimi.
No, I think it's Tsushima. Yeah.
No, it's definitely sashimi.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I'm
we'll find
fucking
out
with
in
you.
the comments.
Yeah, it is
So-
Ghosts of Tsushima.
Oh, it is. Fuck you,
Yeah.
Adam.
Yeah,
Is it sashimi? It's not sashimi.
No, it's Tsushima.
Sushi.
Yes.
Anyway, it's
like
it's this
Tsushima.
goddamn samurai game where it's
That's
open
right.
world and you're a samurai. And it looks fucking great. God damn it. And Death Stranding looks okay, even though I don't even think there's a game being made.
Yeah, how do you feel about Death Stranding?
I don't think it's going to be a real game. I think they're just going to keep making trailers for fucking ever. Just to mess with
You
people.
can tell Kojima's just desperate to make a film, you know,
Mhm.
or like a interactive film of some sorts. Because
He's like
at this point, the
David
game's
Cage.
irrelevant.
What if he
Yeah.
does it better than David Cage, though? What if he makes the David Cage game that David Cage couldn't make?
Did you play Metal Gear Solid 5?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Well, I didn't play through the
I
whole
enjoyed
thing.
it too.
I
Yeah,
kinda-
I really enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
mean, the gameplay's excellent.
It was
but
fun.
The fucking writing is so bad. And like everything about the direction of it was just bad. And he made the whole thing one
Yeah.
shot because he thinks he's cool and he puts his name everywhere. Like, it's so bad. It's just the
Yeah.
game happens to be good. So,
Well, he is a game developer. I mean,
I've always felt that way about
but
Kojima.
it's like he doesn't want to be a game developer. He wants to be like a filmmaker. And he's not good enough, so he's like, I'll just make video games instead. That's what it feels
Well, just like David
That's how
Cage.
David Cage, yeah.
yeah, you described
exactly.
David Cage. I don't know.
To a T, yeah. I kind of feel that way about Hideo. Not like, because he still makes good games. It's just the writing. Oof.
There's a lot of interesting concepts there, but I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
it's going to come together in terms of like anything cohesive. How many trailers have we got? We must have got like 20 minutes
3.
worth of trailers so
Yeah,
far,
definitely.
and we know nothing.
What do you mean by concepts? Just like visually, like what they show, like
The
ba-
worlds are
and-
interesting.
babies.
Yeah,
and-
yeah, like it's quite surreal, and there are a lot of questions that are begged from the weird things that you're shown in it. You know.
I just wish we got the PT Silent Hill.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm, yeah. Oh,
That could have
well.
been
Oh,
cool.
well.
Yeah, that could have been really cool. I mean, it could be good. We don't know anything about it.
Thanks, Konami.
Fuck you,
Appreciate
Konami.
you.
And then they made some zombie game out of Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah,
What a way to put a nail in the coffin of that franchise.
hilarious.
Last of Us 2. Last of Us 2 looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, I haven't really watched that thing, but I saw a clip that somebody posted on Twitter of the lesbian kissing.
Mm-hmm.
That's
about
That's the
it.
whole drama.
There's apparently drama about it. What do you know?
I was just seeing that there was some backlash because I guess some people didn't know that there's a lesbian character in the game.
Which is stupid because it was in the DLC for the last game.
That's been known for
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
been known that she's a lesbian for years. That was just a phase, though. Ugh, God.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Let's
it's
see.
just the way, though, isn't it? With every new thing like that, there's going to be some big
There's always gonna
backlash
be
thing.
controversy. Just fucking
Yeah.
annoying idiots.
Exactly. And who knows how many of them there are because, like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
It's probably 6.
Oftentimes it's just like you get I don't know, like a dozen tweets and then that's enough to make an article. Who knows? But yeah,
Yeah.
of course there are going to be people that get pissed off seeing lesbian kissing in a game. You know what would really piss people off? Seeing two dudes kissing in a game. Because that, even the
Damn
target
straight.
straight male demographic couldn't possibly relate to. You know?
Mm-hmm. That's right. We're not gay.
Exactly.
We can't relate.
No, dude, have you ever noticed that where like gay representation in video games, whenever it's like a mandatorily played character, it's always a lesbian. It's always a lesbian.
Mhm.
Whenever you have gay
I can't
characters,
even think of one gay
Exactly.
man from like gaming. I can't think of one.
never. The only gay dude characters you have are in like RPGs where you can like decide to be a dude and then choose the path of being gay in like Mass Effect or Dragon Age, you know.
Yeah.
That's
because
it.
they figure just straight guys don't want to play as gay guys.
I don't think
I
straight
guess.
guys do want to play as gay guys, but it would be kind of
I
cool.
don't know.
To,
I mean, I wouldn't really care, but
there would be
I guess
a
when you're going for like
shitstorm.
the default, right? The default's always like straight white guy. And
Yeah.
lesbians are okay because men love lesbians more than anything else on the fucking planet Earth.
Exactly.
So that's okay.
Yeah, lesbian is a very, very highly searched porn term. You know. So of course,
probably the most
lesbians are
searched thing on the
fine
internet.
in video games, of course.
Yeah, of course.
So Adam, I just searched like for gay video game characters, and there's so few that I found an article where someone actually listed Birdo as being an LGBT
who?
character. Birdo from Mario Bros. 2.
Oh, what
the thing that shoots the eggs out?
Oh,
of
fuck off! No, this is exactly what fucking Disney keeps doing. They'll have a finished product, and then somebody will interview them and be like, "Yo, you think maybe this character's gay?" They're like, "Sure." I think who was it? Mike? What's his last name? Stoloska, Red Letter Media guy. I never learned how to pronounce his
Really?
last name.
Mike Stolklasa, yeah.
He was, I forget which review it was in, but he was talking about that kind of phenomenon. I think it was in the new Star Wars one. Yeah, where somebody was saying that Lando Calrissian's pansexual, and all of a sudden there's like 12 articles about it. When it's just like, is he really? Like, he's not in the movie. And that whole Beauty and the Beast thing where people were boycotting the movie because there's apparently like a gay kiss in it. I don't think there was.
No, they said there
like
was
a gay moment or something. Yeah,
they made Gaston gay in it,
but he's not.
Like, people were championing it, like, "Oh my god, he's gay! We got it!" And then it's never even mentioned in the fucking movie. I don't think.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never seen the movie. I have no idea. There was in Finding Dory, everyone made a big deal about a lesbian couple being in it, and they were in it for maybe 5 frames, and they were off to the left, like you could barely fucking see them.
Yeah.
What fish?
And they weren't making out or anything. They were just like walking. It's like, how was I even supposed to know that? They could have just been friends.
Exactly.
Good job, Disney.
Right.
Yeah, they make it subtle enough so that if China needs to censor it, it's very easy.
Yeah, they could just blur
exactly
the lesbians or the gay people out.
Yeah, they can take it out no problem. They don't have to be a part of the actual story.
I wanted to ask you guys what looked bad from what you've seen, because Rage 2, and Division looks boring. But
I just don't understand why they would even make a sequel to Rage.
Yeah.
Did that
Did
sell?
anyone like it?
Like, did anybody buy it?
I don't think so.
It came out like such a long time ago too.
I worked at Best Buy, and I remember a lot of copies being there that nobody bought.
It was supposed to be like the Mad Max video game.
And now we have one of those.
Yeah, no one made a big deal of it. It came, like, people were kind of excited before it came out, but then nothing.
Yeah.
Anything else?
The new Batman game that's starring Spider-Man. Doesn't really excite me. To me, it just looks like it's totally just ripping off the Batman formula from the Arkham games.
Yeah, I really don't
care.
So of course, that's what they're
Spider-Man,
doing. Everyone's gonna rip
though.
off the Batman formula. Those are some damn good games, the Batman ones.
Yeah, they are.
So I guess I'll go back to Division 2, unless you guys have any more.
That
you think are bad.
I was just gonna ask Alex, was anything else other than Birdo listed in that fucking article?
It was just like really obscure characters from like Dragon Age 1 from Mass Effect, like Kaidan from Mass Effect.
That doesn't count. Those are literally just characters that are placed there so that you can have a romance option.
Yeah, exactly. There were no like major characters that weren't at least like a woman, because Tracer was in there.
Apparently, one of the characters from The Last of Us, the guy who helps you out. Yeah.
Of course.
Apparently, he's gay.
Yeah, he was.
And in the game, all he says is like my partner. But the first time I played that, I never really attributed that to my husband or anything. Like, he didn't say it that way. I was just like, oh, what partner in crime? Something like business partner. I never really interpreted it that way.
It is quite explicit, don't they? Because doesn't Ellie finds some like gay porno?
Oh yeah. I think that was optional. I don't remember, but
there's like a whole love letter you can find, and it's there. You just kind of got to look for it.
Yeah,
but yeah, still not a main character.
Exactly.
So,
what year do you imagine that could possibly happen, where you could have like a AAA title, not some indie dumb Life is Strange bullshit, a AAA title of a real video game where a character just happens to be gay that you play as? What year do you think that could happen?
Slightly after Elon Musk gets to Mars, 2030, somewhere around there.
Okay. And then we can have the movie Mars Needs Gays.
That's right. Because Mars Needs Moms did so well.
Well, you're making a sequel to Rage. You can make a sequel to anything.
I guess so.
Yeah. I'm not even, I don't know. I don't want people to think that I'm trying to imply that it's something that needs to happen or that games industry needs to cater towards my interest. I just think it would be interesting to see, and especially just out of variety's sake.
Yeah.
Just for it to exist in some form somewhere. Not saying you need to take Master Chief and give him a fuck buddy.
Yeah, they made that new Gears of War game and you play as a woman now. So that's like a nice little change of pace. Even though probably 10 women play Gears of War. Like, Gears of War is not a big...
There have been, like, female characters in Gears.
Oh, yeah. The original Life is Strange developers making a free-to-play game coming out this month.
The Captain Underpants one, yeah.
And I guess I'm excited for it because I obviously have to play it and make fun of it for my channel because...
They look so embarrassing.
Yeah. My Life is Strange series on my gaming channel is definitely the most popular thing that people watch, so I'm kind of obligated at this point to do anything related. Looks like shit. But it's free. That's a plus.
That's good.
It's a
It's
free
probably
game.
just the first episode, though.
Oh, probably. Yeah, that's what they did for Life is Strange, didn't they? They were like, it's free, but you gotta pay up if you want to continue.
Like, the games are so good. Episode 1 is so good, you're going to want to play the rest of them.
It's going to hook you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I highly doubt this one will be as successful. Life is Strange is just obnoxiously pandering,
I have no clue anything about it, really.
Oh, okay.
I've seen some screen grabs of it.
I'll send you my playthrough later.
Okay. I bet it's interesting.
Oh, it sure is interesting.
Yeah?
I'll tell you that much.
All right. Division 2?
I'm so done with games as services.
Yeah.
I would go just ruin the concept for myself thanks to Destiny. So.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Destiny's another one I just thought was so boring.
The concept of what?
Aichi. Elaborate.
Elaborate on what? Or games of services?
Oh, these services. The service bullshit.
What does that mean?
So, like, take Rainbow Six, Siege, Division, Destiny, Anthem. These games that... What's the best way to explain it? They're kind of like MMO lights, where the idea is it's one game that's just supported for a very long time.
Oh.
There's not really a concrete definition because it's still a relatively new thing, but it's what every game tries to do now.
Yeah, I guess I kind of know what Destiny is. My roommate plays it a lot. All I know about the first Division is that it was basically unplayable, and like you could trap other characters in a room by just standing in a doorway, like a dozen people trying to get out, but they couldn't kill you because you're on their team.
Yeah.
That's all I really know about the Division is that people weren't able to play it.
I don't have an issue with the service as much as it usually lends itself to very like boring games with not a lot of content, and they just kind of pad it out over time. Mm-hmm. All the Ubisoft games are basically the exact same shit, except like a reskin in a different location. Some of them you can't use a gun, but Rainbow Six is a good one. Like I thoroughly enjoy that game. I love that game.
Siege?
Yeah, Siege is fucking fantastic. It's one of my favorites, honestly. I've pumped so many hours into it. My brother is like addicted to it. He keeps spending real money on the in-game currency.
Nice.
He had like a gambling addiction. We had to like sit him down because he was spending like $200 on this fucking game. Yeah.
Wow.
God.
I'm like, Mike, you gotta stop.
Jesus.
But yeah, it was.
That's what they want.
It's still great.
I mean, that's why they have those. So
that's why they have these services, and it sucks. Well, I guess what I'm saying, I don't give a shit as long as the games are good, but most of the time they aren't.
It's like the slot machines don't exist for the people on vacation having a fun time going down to like Reno or Vegas. They exist for the old people that are there every day. You know, they exist to take advantage of people. And that's what that's now what we have in our games industry. Congratulations, we did it. We revolutionized gaming. On the back. I truly feel like the gaming industry, in terms of money versus artistic integrity, is worse than the film industry.
Yeah, I've thought that too.
I've seen so many more things being ruined in the gaming industry, to the point where most of the games I enjoy at this point, or are even excited for, are just indie titles. Like, I don't trust a lot of games with money behind them. There's very few publishers that I can trust at this point. I like Naughty Dog and I like Rockstar, and that's about it.
We're just lucky that movies aren't able to be kind of broken up and monetized in the same way that games are.
Yeah,
The fact they're interactive.
Yeah. Film
just
like
patch
itself it isn't a medium that lends itself very well to making a franchise out of based on what it is. Whereas if you have a really good game, all you got to do is just keep remaking that same game with different skin or whatever the fuck, and it's fine. You tell a movie, it's a story, and then the story's over. And it's like, what else are you gonna do with it
like
now?
the worst thing movies can do is like try and shove in gimmicks like 3D and stuff like that to try and get more money out of you.
Or remake it, like, I guess, to just capitalize on the movie, you know. But nothing crazy like the game industry can do. They can just keep making the same game every year, literally, with Call of Duty.
Release an unfinished movie and then patch it.
Yeah, you can't do that shit either. We're going to alpha and then just fucking never finish the game.
Yeah.
Like DZ. Just get off the project. I think he went hiking on a mountain instead.
Do you want this important monologue? That's DLC.
Yeah, you gotta give us
That's
an
what
extra
fucking
$10
Mass
for
Effect
that.
3 did. Like they're oh my god, I can't fucking believe what they put as DLC in Mass Effect 3. I was so pissed off. Because when I bought the DLC, obviously. What are the species called?
It was called From Ashes.
Yeah.
It was the
Protheans. The species that they were talking about the entire first two games. And
Major
it's very
character,
important to the plot. And it explains like everything. And that was DLC. And all I'm thinking is like,
Day 1 DLC.
You very clearly wrote this as part of the game and then took it out of the game so you could charge extra for it. Fuck you, EA. They really screwed up BioWare. They fucked
EA,
Mass Effect 3. They really did.
EA's been voted the worst company of, I think, every year for the past 6 years.
EA.
Worst company. And
They
there's like
ruined
fucking
so
oil
many
industries
things.
that kill all kinds of animals and burn down forests, and EA is still voted the worst company.
Yeah, gamers, man. You know what they're like.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's things that people pay more attention to. Really.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Entertainment.
Fuck the environment.
It's just how things work.
Yeah, the environment's not entertaining, so...
Yeah, fuck that.
Fuck the birds! They're boring. I want to see some birds in VR. We can recreate the environment through video games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to be really impressed when they can just recreate a park outside in VR,
Dude.
like really realistically. Meanwhile, we could just go outside and go to the park.
Why do we even have an endangered species list when we can just look at the animals in VR?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
You joke, but eventually we're going to get to that point.
Oh yeah. Did you see how like what was it? There was like a hardware company, like home hardware or something. I don't know what it was. They have like a VR demo of a hedge trimmer, and it actually makes tons of sense why they would have it, because they're like, here, you can learn how to use it safely and all the features, and they have this specially designed controller that has the same weight and the same haptic feedback as the model that they sell. And it's just one of those things that Simpsons predicted, because they had like the fair of people doing yard work in VR with the hedge trimmers. And I found that so funny.
That is weird.
That we've made it to that point, but it kind of makes sense. It's not like as ridiculous as it was portrayed. It's like, oh, this, I can understand why they have this, but it's just hilarious that it happened either way.
Yeah, military uses it now too. I don't know about your militaries. United States military uses it for training. Because we got just billions of dollars to spend on whatever.
You can learn proper waterboarding techniques.
That's right. $1 billion spent on VR waterboarding.
Yeah.
Anything else from E3 or video games?
No.
Well,
no.
Yeah, I mean,
no.
I guess done now.
Yeah,
wait till next year.
I look at the trailers and I'm just like, these could have been released at any time. There's no reason why these trailers all need to be released at once. You know, cut the bullshit.
Just fun and excitement.
Yes, exactly.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I mean, it works. They're selling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm always wary of the hype train, because I feel like that gives unrealistic expectations, and the hype train existing is the entire reason why the video games industry is able to get away with so much bullshit. You know, if people didn't blindly just have these fucking teams of like, I'm Xbox, I'm PS4, and it doesn't matter what features we have because I'm sticking to my brand loyally and I'm going to buy it day one, they wouldn't be able to get away with so much shit, you know? If everybody didn't just pre-order games and buy shit day one because they are so excited for their fucking brand, and if they paid more attention to what they're actually offering, then we wouldn't be in this mess. And that's why I don't like the hype train. I don't like E3. It's just, it perpetuates that same bullshit, you know?
Money talks, man. Money talks.
Yeah, anyway.
Money talks.
Yeah.
It makes money, and it always works. And it is an exciting event if you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, we had a movie we were going to talk about.
Yes.
Is that what we want to talk about? Let's talk about
spoilers.
Spoiler warning. If you haven't seen this movie, go see it now. You should say what movie it is.
The Man Who Wasn't There by the Coen brothers.
Where was he?
Nobody knows. It's the grand question. I should probably give a brief little synopsis, I suppose.
Yes.
Sure.
So it's a kind of crime noir drama with Billy Bob Thornton. I can't remember what his character was called. He plays a barber.
Crane.
And it's just one of those classic Coen stories where the sequence of events just gradually escalates and goes out of control, and it's very entertaining. What do you guys think?
Loved it.
I thought it was great. I watched it twice.
You watched it twice?
Yes, I did.
Wow. Where do you find all this time? I'm always just like...
You know, I don't know where I find all this time. I really don't. The second time I watched it was literally right before the podcast. I just woke up a little early, made myself some soup, soothe my throat.
So, how come you guys hadn't seen it? Had you heard of it? Did you know it existed?
No, I didn't know this existed.
I knew it existed.
Yeah. And I love the Coen brothers. They're one of my favorites. I just never heard of this one.
I walked past the DVD many times when I worked at HMV, and I always wanted to see it, but I never got around to it.
See, that's it. I haven't grown up with DVDs. I haven't seen a DVD in like 8 years. Blockbuster closed, so that's why I've never heard of it.
It seems weird that it's not more well known based on like the cast and who's behind it and everything.
The cast is fucking amazing. James Gandolfini's amazing, isn't it? Excellent in it. Like, you got like an all-star cast.
Yeah.
The script, Roger Deakins fucking shot it. This movie looks immaculate. Beautiful black and white.
Very well lit. Incredible lighting.
I love black and white
when
scene. It's used really well. And he used it like he knew exactly what he was doing. I didn't know it was Roger Deakins while watching it, but like halfway through I'm like, it looks so good, I wouldn't be surprised if Roger Deakins shot it. And
I think he shot a lot of Coen Brothers movies, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has had his hands in a lot of movies. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but he's touched many little innocent movies all throughout his career.
Why'd you got to phrase it like that?
Oh, no, that okay. Well, he is responsible for the traumatization of these movies while they were at a young age throughout their lives.
Please,
is what I mean.
Are we gonna keep rephrasing these? Okay.
I'll find a better way eventually. Let me just keep going.
We'll let you. Yeah.
Let's
talk about something else before Adam thinks of another one.
Yeah.
Alex, what'd you think? Why'd you pick this movie?
Why'd I pick it? Because it's everyone loves the Coens. We all like them, right?
Yeah.
We're all big fans. Definitely one of my favorite film duos. We're just directors and writers ever. There's not a single film of theirs that I've disliked. There's still some I haven't seen. I never saw Hail Caesar or some of their way older stuff. But if we're talking True Grit, Fargo, all the classics. But this is one I watched quite a few years ago, and I was just like, why doesn't nobody talk about this? And then revisiting it today, I actually liked it even more the second time. It gelled with me way more. Yeah.
You're gelling.
It's a really great film. Yeah, I was just gelling with it, just squishing into it.
You gotta say it. It's the Coens tell such interesting stories, and it feels a lot like it reminded me a lot of Serious Man, where you just got a movie where a guy he just goes with the flow. He just kind of lives life, and just all these things happen to him more than him actually having any influence over it. And it's just really interesting. Yeah, of course he does things in the movie, but most of the movies just like things just kind of happen to him.
Yeah, the theme, one of the themes is kind of described as the closer you look, the less sense it makes. And I agree with the comparisons to A Serious Man, although sticking along with that theme and I guess the idea of just having things spiral out of control through means that weren't your own, I guess. I would say that A Serious Man did it better. I actually enjoy A Serious Man a lot more than this. I really love this movie, both of them, but I prefer A Serious Man in both of those senses.
It's tough for me to decide between those two because they're both so good and they're going for quite different things, completely different genres. But
yeah,
I think the message of Serious Man's more like clear cut to me, which is why I think I like that more too. Like it's clearly mocking religion, like at every like, oh, this guy does everything right and God's still an asshole.
Yeah,
and this is like, I don't really know what they were going for through it. I think the general message is like life kind of sucks, but only seeing it once, I don't really know what I was supposed to get out of it. You know, I don't know if you guys had that issue.
Well, first of all, and I'm not gonna start too much of a tangent here, but I disagree with the assessment of A Serious Man with that being just necessarily what they were going for. But let's talk about The Man Who Wasn't There.
yeah. Serious Man another day.
I guess it was similar in terms of themes, but I kind of got more of a I guess traditional narrative out of it, and I haven't seen that many film noirs. So if there were, I guess, extremely close parallels towards film noir, other than the aesthetic and I guess the narration, that I guess I wouldn't just clue into those right away because I haven't seen that many. What about you guys? Have you seen many film noirs?
It's very film noir. That flawed character, this kind of like, it's a crime, but it's very understated. It isn't like some grand bank robbery or something, you know? There's a lot of noirish elements in it.
Yeah. The whole sequence of events gets set in motion because he's afraid of being trapped in his life, and he feels as though he's like peaked and that he needs to try something else and that he doesn't want to be the barber. And by the end of the film, they describe through the court scene that the barber is the average, everyday, unspecial man. And so it's really just somebody trying to escape mediocrity, in a sense. Is that he feels like he's destined for something more, and I guess that's also paralleled with how he tries to get Scarlett Johansson, baby ScarJo, into a career in music, because he thinks like, oh yeah, there's this, I love her music so much, it puts me in this calming trance that where I appreciate it, even though I'm not necessarily a professional musician. But he wants her to reach some sort of level of success because he never could himself. Like, he's how old? I don't know if they describe his age in the film, but you can tell just by looking at him.
See it. Yeah.
You know, like this is the end of his life. He's the barber, he cuts hair, that's it. And that's essentially, I guess, what the film is trying to communicate, is that he was trying to escape or trying to rise above that.
Yeah.
One of the things I really appreciate about the Coens is the way they really naturally put comedy in. You know, it's quite self-aware.
Yes.
And just naturally funny. Not through. I think I mentioned this on another episode. The way characters and the way they interact is just funny because they're so quirky without being annoying. That just all their interactions are somewhat comedic, and this kind of built around this tongue-in-cheek aspect where I was laughing out loud constantly, even though it's not really a comedy. It's way more of like a drama thing, and it never comes across as like cheesy or trying too hard. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
They're kind of cartoonish, but you can tell they have
they're
like
subtle.
This whole other life. Like, they feel like real characters that will continue on after the movie and that had a life before the movie.
Yeah, they have such a talent.
Just like, they clearly know how to work with actors, and they probably spend fucking just days working with them.
One scene.
Like, oh, this
all
is
it
your
takes
character.
Is one scene, and then you like kind of understand the entirety of what a character is about. You know, like within the first scene of the other barber, you know exactly what that character's about, and the same applies for every single one in the film. And it makes it immediately charming, immediately likable, and just so flowing with character.
It's because every element is perfect, from the way they introduce them shot-wise, to the lighting of them, to what they're wearing, to their hairstyle. Like, fucking everything is just, like, they got the most talented people in the industry to craft every single aspect of this entire movie.
Yeah.
And this is what you get as a result. You know?
They have a lot of control when it comes to their films. Like, they really know what they're doing. And I really like the writing, especially. Not just the sequence of events, I guess, but their dialogue and the way they talk is very fitting for the time period. These little expressions like willy-nilly and stuff that you know is a real thing, but you just don't hear that often anymore.
Just the humor, like Alex was saying, is fucking amazing. That woman, the husband of the James Gandolfini, when she goes off about how there's flying saucers, that I was dying for a solid like 10 minutes. I had to pause the movie. We were like crying watching it.
Yeah, that was one of the better parts for sure.
That we rewatched like 3 times.
Nice. It was risky too, because it's the kind of thing where if not done properly, it could really fall flat on its face and completely ruin the film. Like, I imagine, take someone like, I don't know, fucking Michael Bay, give him the same script, and see what like any comedic inflections would be like in comparison. It would just be night and day.
Could be obnoxious. Yeah. And also, all those cartoony side characters, this happens a lot too. The cartoony side characters can take over the movie. And become more interesting than the main character. That happens a lot. And Billy Bob Thornton still manages to be the most interesting character in the whole thing. And you still want to follow him.
There's a lot of very entertaining, I guess, scenes that can be set up just by putting him as somebody who doesn't talk much at all next to somebody who is talking. Somebody who is much more expressive than him, and just seeing the contrast between the two, like the piano instructor, and how just like animated, and he's like, music comes from the heart. And it comes out here, and perhaps she can go out there. And he's just the reaction shot of him just being like, I cut hair, you know? Like he's just like, saying that with this expression, like, I'm just a regular guy. I don't talk much. Yeah.
Like when James Gandolfini's like just breaking down in front of him, and he just takes the cigar out of his hand. He's like, "You're gonna burn yourself." He just doesn't give a shit at all.
I love when the investigators or officers or whatever they offer him a cigarette, and his response is literally just to hold up his own. Like he doesn't even say I already have one. He just shows them. If he can communicate it without talking, he will.
Like, if you remove the narration, that character probably barely says anything.
Oh, yeah, that's totally why they had it in there. And they probably knew that going in, because noir, obviously, they use narration a lot. So, like, let's make our character really quiet and subdued and introverted. Also a staple of noir, so.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Even just the production design, it always feels like the era it's set in.
Really
Is there
genuine.
a single Coen Brothers movie that's not, or any set in modern day?
Is Inside Llewellyn Davis set modern day?
No, that's in the 70s, right? Or 60s.
When's Fargo set?
Fargo's set. Oh, that might be one.
It might be Fargo.
Yeah, maybe Fargo.
Sorry,
like
that was in the 60s.
They're always making period pieces.
No Country for Old Men. When was that? Yeah, you're right. That was.
What about Serious Man?
Yeah, you're right. That was.
Serious Man was 60s or 50s.
They're stuck in the past.
Maybe 40s.
Yeah, my memory's terrible.
They are the best directors at making period pieces, hands down, because every element is always seamless.
Yeah.
You never feel like you're in modern day.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Oh, that's so Burn
weird.
After Reading?
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Oh, yeah. That's
nice.
one.
Thank you. Got him.
Gotcha. Fuck you, Coens.
Hacks.
Hack frauds. Well, if they're going to do every era, they might as well do modern day, right? So.
Yeah.
They made 1 or 2 films in modern day.
They should make one in year 150.
Yeah. Go back to Jesus.
Yeah.
They should do one in the future. I'd be interested to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're interested.
I can't picture that.
I can't picture it either, but they could totally do it if they wanted
to. I'm confident in them in the sense that they're just masterful at what they do. But I'm just trying to imagine what the fuck that would be like, a science fiction-y kind of Coen Brothers movie. Like, what?
I'm picturing something like Her.
Oh my god!
Something like that.
It wouldn't even be like that.
Way more comedic but it won't be like people on fucking spaceships or whatever. It'll be like
who knows? What if they could? What if they pull that
they
off?
could. They could totally pull that off.
They could be set on the
could make a movie
spaceship
set
from
on
this
Mars.
movie.
Oh yeah, they could be set on that flying saucer.
Oh.
Share the same cinematic universe.
It'd be cool if they did a kind of like season 4, episode 1 Black Mirror kind of space thing where it was like parody Star Trek, like old and new technology sort of thing.
Yeah,
you know,
they
like
could totally do that, too.
dated sci-fi. I love that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like
Or
all the
TVs
CRTs,
or the monitors are
yeah.
all like, it looks like VHS footage or something. That would be awesome.
That's always a really cool kind of genre. I don't know how often this happens in Coen Brothers movies, but it feels like it happened a lot in this one, where a new character would be introduced just to kind of offer a very specific narrative, what's the word I'm looking for? Narrative purpose for the main character, and then literally that's just the end of their character, like the piano teacher, the medical examiner. It happens a few times in the movie, and it doesn't feel forced at the same time.
Yeah.
You know? Like they have their
They still feel like
purposes,
characters.
Yeah, exactly. They don't feel like
Like a
plot
device.
devices. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking tired just from being sick. My mind's kind of off today.
That's okay.
It's difficult to form coherent sentences.
Yes, it's fine.
Is it?
Yeah, because all their characters feel alive. It's just the way they do things.
Is there anything you guys don't really like about it? It's almost quite difficult to criticize for anything, because it's gone out to do this certain thing, and it does it extremely well. It's not too long. It's not too short. Explores most of its themes pretty well.
I did find the piano instructor like borderline pushing it when it came to how animated he was. Like that was the first character in the movie where I was like, you know, I could see the actor more than the character a little.
It's just nitpicks for me.
Yeah.
It just comes down to there are other Coen Brothers films I like more than it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, this isn't what I would call perfection in terms of how good something can be, but it is still really great. It's still pretty stellar, better than the vast majority of movies out there.
Yeah.
Of course.
Does anybody have a favorite character?
I really liked the lawyer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Riedenschneider?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
I loved James Gandolfini in it. I forgot his character's name.
He was good.
I just love James Gandolfini in anything. And it was cool to see him play. Oh, actually, no, he does pull out a gun and tries to kill him or something. So I was going to say, it's nice to see him not play a violent guy, but he is a violent guy. Oh, well.
My favorite character is the dry cleaning guy from Sacramento.
Oh,
he was so funny. He was so funny.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Did you notice how, like, everybody in the movie's lying? How everybody has, like, a big fucking secret that just fucks them over?
Mm-hmm. Including the main character.
Yeah. Or at least everybody who dies is lying. Not everybody in the film, but everybody who's
got a little secret. You never know.
I guess I'd never know. But yeah,
like what you were saying about the dry cleaning person.
Oh, he's hilarious.
I thought he was over the top.
Oh, really?
But yeah, I didn't mind it. But like what you were saying about the actor, like these guys they're supposed to be exuberant, crazy guys because you know they have to be for their profession. So I don't even have a problem with the piano teacher.
Well, you could almost say the same for being an entrepreneur, though. You know, like you have to be a bit over the top to try and sell your product.
I mean, he was over the top. It just didn't bother me because I'm like, oh, he's supposed to be, because that's his profession, is to be over the top.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like the character is performing too. You know, like he's trying to sell someone something. Like he's trying to sell an idea.
Where Billy Bob Thornton's like, is this contract gonna fuck me over? And then he like freaks out, and goes like, you can take the contract to your lawyer, blah, blah, blah. And that's what made him not look over it. So again, it was like, oh, okay. Yeah. That's why it totally worked.
The character is performing as well.
I feel the same way about the piano teacher. It's his like exuberance that just made Billy Bob Thornton go, fuck it, I'm getting out of here. Fuck this guy.
There are people in real life who are constantly putting on a performance in how they act too. So I guess it's not that unbelievable.
I think that's what it is.
My one nitpick is that Baby ScarJo cannot play the fucking piano. It was fake. It was really fake.
Yeah, I thought it might be.
Yeah, it was incredibly fake.
Did they ever have a close up on her playing the keys? Or,
No,
anything
but as the
distracting
shot
like that?
gets closer in the one that zooms in from behind, you can tell she's not even like pressing down on the keys.
Really?
Yeah.
You can see her just fucking like twiddling her fingers around.
Yeah. She was pretending.
Oh, well.
She was doing a very good job pretending. Much better than the
Yeah.
girl in the movie Victoria, but yeah, great movie. Loved it.
Yeah. It's so great we can't even think of anything bad to say about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Normally I can
Just
think of
really
something,
insignificant shit.
I
Yeah.
feel bad giving like another 5 out of 5 because I've just been given 5 out of 5s for like 4 weeks straight or 5 weeks
Mhm.
straight.
It's because we
But,
keep
I
choosing
mean,
like the cream of the crop. So.
Oh, don't
Yeah.
worry. Don't worry. I got a
yeah.
recommendation.
I got
Damn.
something too for next episode.
Yeah.
Or the one after.
Well,
Whatever.
what would you give it, Alex?
I previously had it as a 4 out of 5, but I put it up to a 5.
Nice.
It deserved it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect for what it is, I reckon.
I would give it a 9, possibly a 10, but
9.
I'm safely a 9 right now.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it again. at
Sorry,
some
no
point.
perfect score. Ouch.
Has anything won the 3 5 out of 5s or 10 out of 10s yet?
I don't.
I feel like something did.
I think for Barry Lyndon, right?
Oh yeah, that was it. That was
Yeah,
it.
that was a perfect score from all of us.
And Cloverfield Paradox.
Oh yeah, obviously.
We need another Cloverfield Paradox. Let's talk.
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
one thing that I guess just before we're done talking about this movie, one thing that I really loved about it was not just the dialogue, but everyone's names. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look them up. I
Ed
don't
Crane,
remember.
Doris Crane, Frank,
The man
Big
who-
Dave Brewster,
yeah,
Oh yeah, Big
they're
Dave.
so insane.
Crichton.
Like I wonder how they came
Tolliver,
up with those names. They probably just like I guess they would have to just
Birdie.
research old names. Yeah, Freddie Riedenschneider. Oh yeah, the 2 officers, Persky and Krebs. So good. Persky
Perfect.
and Krebs. Awesome. I guess we're going on to questions.
Yeah, good job, Coen Brothers. You can ask your questions on the Reddit. You fucks. I got some. You got some, Alex?
I didn't, because I just have your
Okay.
ones. I got
Okay,
notes from
that's
them.
fine.
So
You got any, Adam?
No,
we got loads here.
I've been
Typical.
busy.
You a lazy bastard.
I'm so lazy.
So, let's talk about some bad films. Smoking the Powder asks, what film would you consider the worst of all time? This is a weird thing we've never talked about, is our least favorite movies ever.
I find it
think we
just
would
as
at this
difficult to answer as like what is the best film of all time.
Yeah.
There are plenty of them.
I feel like in your heart of hearts, there's one answer.
In my heart of hearts, so I picked 2.
Okay.
One for like a film that hardly even counts as a film, and one like big AAA kind of blockbuster film that I absolutely despise. So the little film called Shark Exorcist. It's probably one of the worst films I've seen.
Nice.
I didn't even find it funny. I just thought it was completely
Awesome.
nauseating. And as far as kind of the worst thing that comes out of Hollywood, what the worst I could think of was probably Transformers: Age of Extinction.
Oh,
That one in particular really
Worse than Suicide
really
Squad.
pissed me off. I think so. Yeah. I think it actually was
Okay,
worse
cool.
than Suicide Squad.
nice.
Yeah.
I never
Oh,
saw
no.
it, so.
Don't.
Oh, really?
It's really bad. That's the one they never finished.
It's actually insulting. I found it insulting.
What I don't think that's the worst movie ever made because the forest battle was like technically well done. So
In
I have
Age
to
of
give it, like,
Extinction.
Oh, Age of Extinction? Oh,
The dinosaur
fuck that
one.
movie.
Yeah.
Oh, the dinosaur one. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, never mind.
Wahlberg,
Age
TJ
of
Miller.
Extinction. I thought you were. I thought you said Revenge of the Fallen for some reason.
No,
That's funny.
No, Age of Extinction.
Just whenever I hear Transformers, I think Revenge of the Fallen because that's.
No.
Man,
Age of
I'm
Extinction.
so glad I stopped
It's really
after
bad.
2.
It's the one where like the whole second half of the movie they just teleport to China for no reason just to pander to that audience.
Nice.
It's so awful.
Hey, they introduced teleporting in the second one because the writers had to figure out a way to get to
God.
fucking Egypt. So why not use it again? Oh, Stanley Tucci is fucking Merlin. What was that?
Oh yeah, just everything about it, especially the
about it.
humor. I fucking hate Michael Bay's sense of humor. It's insulting and childish, and he should know better.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. The fifth one had Stanley Tucci as Merlin. I get them all mixed up.
Well,
I
yeah.
apologize. Stanley
He was-
Tucci
he
is in
was-
the fourth one though.
Yeah, he was in Age of Extinction though,
Oh my god.
as well, just playing like a different character, like a businessman.
Oh, that's funny.
And then he shows up in the fifth one as Merlin. Because why
Yeah.
not?
His paycheck.
Because Michael Bay does not give even a remote fuck.
Nope. No, he does not.
And that's why I found it so insulting.
Yeah.
I hate those movies too.
Yeah, insulting is a good word for it. They believe you're
insulting,
stupid.
Racist, sexist.
just
It's just every fucking bad thing is like the Transformers movies.
Yeah. I also find this question a little bit difficult to answer because I don't go out of my way to see the worst movies in a year, you know? I go out of my way to see the best movies in a year. So whenever somebody's like, what's your worst movie of the year or worst movie of all time? It's like, well, I don't really know. I guess I could say my least favorite, but even then, I'm sure that, you know, there's ones that I've turned off that I haven't experienced all the way through that could potentially be my least favorite, but I would never know because I skipped through them. You know?
Okay, what popped into your head then when you heard the question?
My default answer is Megan is Missing, because that is one of the movies I've covered where, like, there's no redeemable qualities. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it looks like shit, all the acting is cringe, none of it makes any sense. And it's just like, it wasn't even fun to watch. It was the only way you could make it entertaining is to make a funny video out of it, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even something that I could recommend as, like, a Neil Breen-esque movie or anything, you know? Like, it's not fun.
Yeah. It's a very lazy movie, too, on top of it. Yeah. Just the found footage thing already adds a level of laziness to it. But not even... He didn't replicate how teenagers talk. He didn't replicate fucking anything remotely how teenagers act on camera or how they use the internet or how social media works. Everything about it was fucking wrong because he didn't care.
Zero redeemable qualities to it.
Mm-hmm. It's really bad.
And I guess other movies that I could think of in terms of just how terrible they are in my head, whenever I think of the worst experiences or movies that I hate the most, they're usually just unnecessary remakes. Like the new Old Boy, like the 2013 Old Boy, because it's like, even if let's say the first Old Boy never existed, and this would, like, I could watch the 2013 Old Boy and be like, okay, that was like a 3 or 4 out of 10 movie, like it was just kind of bad and dumb, whatever. But the first movie existed, like the blueprint was there. You know, you didn't just create something neutral. You dove headfirst into the fucking ground. You know. Like, you destroyed something. The blueprint was there. You could have just recreated it shot for shot, you know? And you didn't.
No, but it had to be like a gritty action movie.
Had to be Americanized. Yeah.
And it sucked, because what makes that story work is how it's told. And they told it a completely different way.
Yeah.
Anyway, Alex, you were going to say something.
Well, just going into that point of these absolutely, completely pointless remakes, like Total Recall, RoboCop. Like, there's no worth to them at all. Utterly pointless in every aspect imaginable. Not one thing is improved upon.
They're even worse than the worst movies because they're so forgettable. You see them and you forget you ever saw them. I saw my least favorite movie. It hasn't changed after last season. Is still the worst fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. Have you guys seen this?
No.
I've seen a video.
Do you know of it? I mean, you should just marvel at it. It's $5 million movie shot on film, and it looks like absolute ass.
Oh, this is on my watch list.
It's lit with like one fucking spotlight the entire movie. The plot makes no sense. Like the worst fucking acting.
Oh, nice. Yeah, this is on the bottom
I've ever
100.
Heard. Oh, it's so... And the worst... Like, it's a theory that the guy who made this movie, it was just an embezzlement scheme.
Nice.
And he took all the money and ran and spent like $8 on the actual film.
Oh,
and then he created like 1,000 fake IMDb accounts to rate the movie like an 8 out of 10.
Oh, that's
Luckily,
great.
my review of it knocked it down a lot. But yeah, it was like, there were reviews like, it's a masterpiece or whatever.
Oh, that's so good.
And all the film prints are burnt because the production studio didn't want them back. They said it would be cheaper to burn them.
That's so funny.
Like, I can't believe they shot it on film. It looks so fucking bad. You would swear it's like a digital camcorder or something.
That's great.
Anyway, that's it.
Perfect.
Good answer.
Next. Oh, another favorite question. Larsh, favorite documentaries. We never talk about documentaries.
Yeah, I can start. I've got some good ones. There might be some overlap. I'm not sure. One of my favorites is called Going Clear, Scientology and the Prison of Belief. That was it. Yeah,
it's an excellent one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the HBO documentary.
That was on my 2015 list.
Such a just solid documentary. Really interesting from beginning to end. I really liked Tower.
I can't wait to see that one. Shit, I haven't seen it
Not one
yet.
of my favorites, but
have you not seen it, Adam?
Yeah, it's been on my watch list. It's like
Oh, wow.
2016, so I haven't gotten around to it yet.
I thought that's how I knew it, but I guess not. But yeah, and Tickled as well, of course.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Really, really good.
Thank you, Adam, for that one.
Yeah,
No problem.
that's how I knew that
I
one.
only heard of it because of you.
Oh, man.
It's wonderful.
I have one more. The Look of Silence is an emotional one that is so well made that at points I was questioning, is this scripted? Like, I can't believe what I'm seeing like is actually happening in reality. It was that good.
I need to know right away if you've seen The Act of Killing.
I haven't, but I've been
what the
meaning
fuck?
to.
Well, you know that those are companion pieces, right? You know that those are like from the same director about the same. Yeah, wow. Mm-hmm. Okay, The Act of Killing I actually think is better after watching them both multiple times, but like same reasons to enjoy it, I guess, but told from a completely different perspective and much more fucked up. Like The Act of Killing is like astonishing. I know The Look of Silence is amazing too, but The Act of Killing is, I was going to recommend that as one of my favorite documentaries.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out soon then.
Yeah, director's cut. It's a longer one, but holy shit, it's totally worth it for sure. Especially after multiple watches, it's nuts.
Well, I haven't seen Look of Silence, but Act of Killing is great.
Dear Zachary, awesome documentary if you want to feel like shit, especially. Tons of good documentaries out there. There's one called Armadillo, which I think was like a Danish documentary.
Oh, Armadillo's a really good one.
Yeah, it's a real genuine feel of like war, I guess, in the war environment. It's very fun and action packed. I'm always recommending a bunch of documentaries on my top 10 list too. So usually like a third of them are documentaries. So I guess just if anybody wants to find more documentaries, just watch those videos because I'm always recommending those. Art and Craft is a really good one too. What did you guys think of Catfish?
I like Catfish.
Yeah.
I was expecting like a monster to be in the woods or something.
That's
because
funny.
They sold that movie like, what the fuck is he gonna find?
They always do that shit.
I can't spoil it. Yeah.
They always do that shit. You know, whenever there's a trailer or whenever there's a film that could be presented or marketed in a kind of horror-esque way, they always do that because it's such a reliable default to make money.
Mm-hmm. It sells, yeah.
But it sells, yeah, exactly. I mean,
know,
it got me
it's
to
so
see
frustrating.
And then, I mean, it wasn't the Cloverfield monster or anything, but I liked the movie. So.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
At the end of the day, it did work. Horror sells. Anything marketed as a horror movie sells.
Yeah.
I prefer... Well, I love those documentaries. I love documentaries more about, like, just kooky people or just random people who live in the world. Jiro Dreams of Sushi is one of my favorites ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about a little dude, just an old guy, makes sushi every day. He loves it. And, like, his son trying to live up to him somewhat. That's a great one. And then probably my favorite is either Hearts of Darkness, which is about the making of Apocalypse Now, or American Movie.
I really want to see that.
It's just about a bunch of fucking rednecks making a movie in the South, and it's... Or not in this, I don't know, I think it's Minnesota or Missouri or something. It's so funny and so endearing and sad, and it's like every emotion you could feel during a movie you feel during that.
That sounds great.
Yeah,
it's probably my favorite.
I really want to see that one, but I haven't yet. What do you think of Grizzly Man?
Grizzly Man's amazing too.
Yeah, Grizzly Man's awesome.
Although Werner Herzog's rants get a little... like when he's showing footage and he's like, the bird's nature and the man is part of nature and he's exploring nature. He goes on these fucking random tangents that are a little silly,
trying to understand the mindset of someone who would live in the wild with the bears.
It's like, shut up. We're not here for you. Or he's so overdramatic all the time.
I love it.
Because there's like an audio tape of like when this guy got killed.
Spoiler.
And it's introduced in the first 5 minutes. You know he dies.
Is it?
Yep.
I forget.
Yeah, it's on IMDb.
It's like right at the start, like he died. So
okay.
Everyone knows he's died. But yeah, he listens to it and he takes off the headphones and he goes, "You must burn this. It must never be heard by anyone." It's like, all right, Werner, relax.
What kind of accent are you doing?
I don't know. I can't do any fucking accents except New Zealand.
Yeah. So you should do
Oh,
that
really?
instead. Yeah. Did you see that somebody uploaded the audio from the killing, but it's really fake, and people believe it's real?
Yeah.
There's like a YouTube video of like when Timothy is that his name? Am I getting his name right, or
I
am
don't
I
know.
confusing it with somebody else? Oh, whatever.
I don't know.
The guy who got mauled by the bear in the documentary, and it's literally just somebody recreated it, and it sounds like kind of convincing, but it's really fake at the same time.
Yeah.
I can see why it fooled
if
some
that was the real
people.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, you really need to hear the audio for that? It's probably destroyed.
Yeah, of course. I don't think.
Werner,
Yeah, I don't
Werner
think
told her to
anybody's
burn
gonna
it. I don't know if Werner told me that, I'd fucking flip out.
As much as
Burn this.
Yeah.
All right. Just get out of my house.
I do have a morbid curiosity, but I respect the decision. Next question.
Next question.
Next.
We're gonna end on that note. Rashad the Reactor asks, "What are your favorite dramatic roles from usually comedic actors?"
I got one.
Okay.
Go.
Jim Carrey, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
God damn it.
Fuck you.
That was the go-to.
Yeah. That was the go-to.
Yeah, he's fucking excellent in that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really
Yeah.
proves that he could do anything. He's in some movie with Charlotte Gainsbourg, like that came out recently. That's very dark. I'm curious to see it.
Mm-hmm.
My answer would be Adam Sandler in Punch Drunk Love.
Still haven't seen
Can't
it.
stand
I
this
would
guy.
love to see it.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I own the
Have you seen it,
Blu-ray.
Alex?
No, I've been meaning to. It's another one of those I've been meaning to
Really?
watch, but just haven't
Oh,
got around to.
Perhaps
yeah.
you should
All right.
recommend it sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe don't watch it.
I thought I should watch it.
Yeah, well, not yet. Just let's wait a
Okay.
few months and see what happens. You never know. But yeah, he's amazing in it. I'll leave it there because I don't want to spoil anything.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing as Adam stole my one, the only other one I have or could think of was Will Ferrell in that movie Everything Must Go. I don't know if you
Really?
guys have seen it.
That's the best you could come up
That's
with.
the best I could come up with. Because normally I can't be bothered with Will Ferrell, and he's really annoying. But I was like, I don't hate you in this movie, and he's fine. I don't really like
Yeah,
the film.
he's good at it.
but-
I don't like him at all either. How about Steve Carell in Foxcatcher?
Oh yeah,
There's like Robin Williams in 1 Hour Photo, although I don't think that
Oh,
movie's
yeah.
great. But
Mm-hmm.
forgot about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there's more.
There's definitely more. And I'm just scanning my Blu-ray shelf right now.
Yeah.
What's it? Marlon Wayans in Requiem for a Dream,
Oh my god!
Oh,
yeah!
yeah!
There we go.
He's so
There's
good in
one.
that.
and he's
Yeah, there's
goddamn just so
tons of
annoying
these.
and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
There's like the entire like 10 years when John C. Reilly played normal characters and wasn't a baby man yet. You know? When he was like in the hours and shit. Yeah. It's always funny seeing him like that.
Bill Murray, I admire how much he alternates from like comedy to dramatic stuff, sometimes in the same
Yeah.
movie. I'll give him credit for that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's all I can think of. Oh, Seth Rogen and Steve Jobs. That's it. Seth Rogen's great as
yeah.
Steve Jobs. And
Yeah.
Jonah Hill is great in Wolf of Wall Street, even though that's still
Oh,
a
yeah.
comedic performance. It's just, it's more of a performance than him playing Jonah Hill.
They exist, but I'm sure we're missing some, but we gave a few answers, I guess. We did it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can do one more.
We did it. Okay. Shagdelic99 asks, what's a genre of film you have the hardest time getting into?
Romantic comedy.
Yeah?
I'm
we all
really
have
not
that answer?
fussy. I'm not fussy is the thing.
Yeah, I feel like I like most genres, but yeah,
like
romantic
most
comedy's
genres.
a hard one.
I'll give anything a chance is the thing.
I mean, Adam, you don't like superhero movies.
I don't know. it's a genre. I guess superhero movie is a genre, right? It's not. Is it?
Is it a genre or like a subgenre?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
I guess it's more of a subgenre. Like it would be classified as like action, right?
Yeah.
Action, adventure, comedy,
Depends
something.
on which one it is, yeah.
Right? Like zombie movie is a genre, but it's a subgenre of horror movie. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I
feel like
guess.
animated movies for me.
Yeah.
Like the
Really?
only animated movies I really watch are like the kids ones, and there's all these art house ones that I hear are amazing. Like we were talking last week with Chris Stuckman. What's his name? Who makes the anime?
Miyazaki.
Miyazaki. I've never seen any one of his movies.
Mm.
Like the only artsy animated films I've really seen, Anomalisa. There's probably like one other one. Persepolis is one that I love.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just I've never really gotten into adult animation. I don't know why that is.
Because there's not much of it.
Well, Wes Anderson directed 2 of them. I mean, you like
Fantastic
those,
Mr.
right?
Fox is for kids, and
Oh,
Isle of Dogs is for Adam, and that's it.
okay.
No,
Alright.
Isle of Dogs, yeah, it's a bit more mature, I guess.
All right.
That's like mainstream animated movies. I mean, like fucking weird art house movies made like Persepolis or anything like that. I haven't seen many of those.
Persepolis?
Is that how you pronounce it? Persepolis.
Well, I think that's how it's spelled. I don't think it's Persepolis.
Yeah. I for whatever the title is of that, I liked
Yeah.
it.
That was a good movie. I don't know if there's a specific genre that I'm unable to get into other than romantic comedy. It's just when there's so few of something that I would even start to consider being good, you know? Like romantic comedy is definitely kind of just pandering to a demographic that I am not, I guess, you know?
The bad ones are. That's every genre. There's always great romantic.
Well, yeah, there's
comedies.
always pandering. Like, I don't know, what's a great romantic comedy?
You could say Eternal Sunshine.
No, that's
although
not
that
a
has
romantic
hints-
comedy.
That has hints of sci-fi in it. Well, what would you consider that? I guess
That's
a drama.
That's a
too.
drama. That's definitely a drama. It's
You
not a
don't think
romantic
it's
comedy.
Funny and romantic.
There's comedic,
'Cause I
there's
find it
comedic
very
and
funny,
romantic elements in it, but it's not a romantic comedy.
That's
it's
the
a
thing.
drama.
When we separate the romantic comedy genre from like, if it tries to be anything more dramatic, then we just call it a drama instead of a romantic comedy. But there are a lot. That's a lot of like romantic comedy elements in Eternal Sunshine and in Scott Pilgrim.
No, but it's
and in I don't know. I could name other
you
things.
can't.
Even Shaun of the Dead has it a bit, but
Yeah. There's certain elements.
You could say any movie that has a funny moment and a relationship in it is a romantic comedy. Then I don't. No way.
Kind of.
No fucking way. Well, that's not what I'm talking about then. You know, like just because there's a scene in a movie that has a horror-esque element in it doesn't mean it's a horror movie. You know?
Well, you could call Annihilation a sci-fi horror movie because it's got horror elements and sci-fi.
I mean,
elements.
yeah, but that's
so a romantic comedy. What is a romantic comedy? It has romance, comedy, and drama because the story has to have drama. And Eternal Sunshine is all three of those things with a hint of sci-fi. So I could say, romantic comedy.
If somebody asks you for a good romantic comedy to watch, I wouldn't even begin to suggest Eternal Sunshine because somebody who's asking for a romantic comedy is probably not going to enjoy that movie.
it is listed as one on IMDb. Just checked.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
hey, IMDb coming in clutch. Fuck you.
no, it says drama, romance, sci-fi.
Yeah, that's one of the three.
Comedy.
Yeah,
Right.
I said there's romance in it. It's not romantic comedy. That's different.
But then what does
If
that
you're
even
talking
mean?
like really corny romantic comedy, then yeah, those movies are just shit.
Yeah.
Like Annie Hall, that's a good one. That's Woody Allen stuff. He makes great romantic comedies.
Yeah, there are good ones out there.
Yeah.
It's the same with any genre, though. You just have to wade through the shit to get to the good
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. I just feel like there's less
exactly.
good ones in that genre. That it's a difficult one for me to
Yeah,
get into.
yeah.
Silver
You
Linings
could say the same
Playbook?
about horror, though.
Do you guys like Silver Linings Playbook? That's
I remember liking it a
good
bit.
one.
No, I didn't love it. I
No.
couldn't get into it.
Mm,
No.
okay. How about Leon the Professional?
Oh God. Yeah. Lolita.
Yeah, basically. I saw that movie recently. That's why I brought it up. It's a little unsettling. It was kind of funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes me feel kind of weird, that film. But...
Alex, what's your answer for
if I really had to choose, because I just don't... The question doesn't really apply, particularly. Like, I'll give anything a shot, but films that I tend to take a long time to get around to seeing are war films.
Really?
Yeah.
I can only take so much of it, you know?
I feel you there
It's
too,
It's
actually.
totally the opposite for me. That's one of my favorite genres.
Really?
I love that shit. Yeah.
Because you're American.
Exactly. It's because I'm American. I fucking love shooting things.
Yeah.
It's in your
But
blood.
it's in my blood. But yeah, I love a good war movie. There's a lot of shit you gotta wave through again or put to the side.
yeah.
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 It's not that I dislike the genre. It's just it's often quite a heavy genre, you know. It's like it's not
What
the
do you mean
most
by heavy?
lighthearted entertainment. Heavy is in, Schindler's List isn't like
Oh,
it
really?
doesn't perk up your day or anything.
Okay. I find it
yeah.
hard to get into war movies, but mostly just because they seem like the same thing over and over. Same
really?
reason I
Yeah,
find it hard
those-
to get into superhero movies is because they all just blend into each other.
You just got to find the good ones, I suppose.
Exactly.
No, I get you. I get you.
There are many
It feels
bad
like a
war
lot of them just try to be Saving Private Ryan and just don't do a good job.
Yeah.
Or they try to do Michael Bay over the top patriotism, like a commercial for the United States
Mhm.
Army. I don't know how many of those you've seen, but I've seen quite a few.
I've heard Brothers in
'Cause I'm
Arms is really
American.
good. I want to see that
Brothers in
miniseries.
Arms. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No,
really
it's
high rated.
Band of Brothers.
Band of Brothers. Never
sorry.
mind. Sorry.
Band of Brothers. See,
Brothers
you got
in Arms is a
title up
video
too.
game,
Band of Brothers, yes, it's really good. And it has some great battles in it. Saving
Yeah.
Private Ryan, Full Metal Jacket,
And that's it.
and that's
That
it.
is
We
it.
got him. All right.
Goodbye.
Wait a minute. Wait a
Yeah, you
goddamn
got a movie to recommend.
minute. We got a movie to recommend. I'm recommending a movie.
Here we
There,
go.
and if you wanna be cool and hip and listen to us talk about the movie without it being spoiled for you on the next episode, then you should watch the movie beforehand.
Mhm.
It's a film called Martyrs from 2008, and
You mentioned this before, right?
yeah, I wasn't aware that you guys hadn't seen it. I guess it's from 2008. Do not watch the American remake. Thanks a lot, Jason Blum. There's a really shitty one from I think 2015. Do not watch that.
Yep.
So this is the
Okay.
2008
But yeah,
one.
I would argue don't look up.
2000.
Yeah, this is 2008. I would argue don't
Okay.
really look up too much about it. I seem to remember the description on the back of the DVD actually being a bit spoilery.
Oh, really?
So I guess just it's nice to be able to experience the sequence of events genuinely and not be spoiled for it. And I guess I won't say too much about it other than it should provide for some interesting discussion. Not for the faint of heart. Also, it'll provide
It's not a family-friendly
it's-
movie.
It's there's some people I wouldn't show this movie to because I don't think they could handle it. But
Oh, really?
It's one
Yeah.
of those.
yeah,
Okay.
Really?
but it should provide some interesting discussion, and we will be discussing it with Moist Critical,
Mhm.
the
Hooray.
boy,
That's right.
Penguins Zero,
Penguins here.
Critical.
Mhm.
Why is this channel named that?
Yeah. I think he
Yeah.
just named it in like when he was a kid and never changed it.
Oh, okay.
That's how I named mine.
Well,
Think I want to stick with this fucking name?
yeah, better than Fagatron. Anyway.
Yeah, I guess.
Damn straight.
Yeah, he'll be joining, so stay tuned for that. We'll be talking about Martyrs. We'll be talking about a bunch of shit. Thank you all for watching. Ralph, there was something that you wanted to
Yes.
mention before. I don't know if you wanted to leave this till the very
Yeah.
fucking end.
Oh yeah.
But I'm just
We can leave
remembering
this-
right now that you wanted
Thank
to
you for
mention
reminding
something.
me.
Yeah, no
We
fucking
got so
problem.
caught up in other things
Yeah.
that we now have a website called Sardonicast.com. So you can go on there, and we got all of our content. And if you pay a simple $2 a month, you get to access all of our episodes early. So we usually finish
Mm.
editing these around Thursday or Friday before they're released. So we'll throw up the audio and video on the site, and you can listen and watch whenever you want.
Yeah.
And
They're usually
that's that.
finished a few days
Nice.
early.
Yeah.
As
So
long
you
as
get
there's
to
no
see it.
issues.
Well, the biggest issue for most people is that they'd like to listen to the show like when they're running or in their car or something,
Mhm.
and having to buffer on YouTube is a pain in the ass because there's a lot to buffer. You got to buffer a video.
Mhm.
So just having like
Mhm.
an audio file on the site, they click play and then close their phone and it plays. It's great for them. So
Awesome.
we designed the site. You guys will like it. We'll keep updating things if something sucks or whatever.
Yeah. We're trying to get on
Nice. Stop.
Spotify. Still need to be approved.
I don't think it's
So-
gonna happen. It's been
I don't
fucking
know,
5
like,
months, right?
Should we,
Yeah, I
should we
don't
just
know
try
what's going on
sending in
there.
another fucking thing? I don't know what that's all
Maybe.
about.
Yeah, I don't know
Anyway,
either.
We're trying to get more options for you guys to listen to, but right now this is the best one other than YouTube.
We're also gonna add stuff to premium
Yes.
later on, maybe.
Yeah. This
Like,
is a
it
work
won't always be
in
just-
progress.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Well, we want to make sure it all works.
Yeah, we haven't thought
it's
this
worth it.
out very well. we literally
No, I have
just
a
started
master
doing this
plan.
shit. Yeah,
worry.
Ralph's got a plan, but none of the other of us know anything about it.
Uh-huh. It's like the Saw series, how they
Yeah.
had everything planned out from the beginning.
You're Tobin Bell.
That's
Yeah.
right. I die in the third one and then keep coming back.
Yeah, they totally had everything planned out from the beginning. From the first Saw
Absolutely.
movie, they knew that they would be making Jigsaw in 2017.
That's right.
Definitely.
Amazing.
All right. Thank you
All right.
guys so much for
That's it.
watching. We'll see you next 2 weeks later. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye bye.